Today I'm going to teach you how to make these beautiful color blends. It's called a Skinner blend. I use it mostly for my cane work. The e-zine with these canes came out this month, and I have some people asking me not only how to make the blend, but also how to manipulate it into the components needed to make the cane. So, to start out with, I like to have a large enough amount of clay to fill the entire pasta machine. This is a pasta machine. This one I bought at a kitchen supply store. There's also ones made specifically for clay. I've given up. There used to be C-clamps. I've completely given up on the C-clamps. And so I've found a way to find these huge clamps to stick it on the corner of the table. That's what has worked best for me. So we'll start with a sheet of clay. We're looking to make a rectangle, and again, I want it to fit. It just turns out better if it fits the full length of the pasta machine. And what I find, I'm sure other artists can tell you other ways, I find that it always bows in the center. So what I will do is I will start to roll out the center, which will make the thickness, will make it thinner in the center and thicker on the edges. And so eventually, when I roll the middle, flatten the middle, wherever I feel there needs to be more clay, I can get this to be fairly rectangular. I will have to trim the edges, that's always the case. Each sheet that I will be using is equivalent to one 2-ounce block of clay. I need 2 colors for my blend. And I should use a ruler. Cut these into triangles. I'm sure other people do this differently, but I like to go ahead and stack it so that I have 2 triangles. Put them back together. If I do it this way, it won't work. I have to make sure it's going the right direction. Form back together to form a rectangle. If I want there to be color left over that's not in the blend, I will offset it slightly and chop off these triangles on either side. I kind of squish it together before I pick it up and run it through the pasta machine. And I fold it in half and run it through again. Always put the folded end in first to avoid air bubbles. You can barely see the middle color starting to form. I repeat this process many times until it starts to be a smooth blend. This may not have been the best example because this purple color is very strong. I found that in the Primo brand, the white seems to be stronger, seems to carry the blend a little better. There are other tricks to make sure the lighter color is stronger, but you get the idea. There's my blend. At this stage, there are many ways I can use this clay. I could roll this up, and then I would have the light in the center. Right now what we're going for is this stack of clay. Again, if you're really good at manipulating clay, you could kind of just squish it and make it do whatever you'd like. I did that for years, but I'm finding more and more that using a block, even though you see the gradients, I find it easier that way. So I'd like to make this longer. Fold it like I've been doing a zillion times at this point, but this time I'm going to run the light side in. Otherwise we always run it through with the blend going horizontally, but now I'm going to run the lighter side through first. And now I have a much longer blend. I could do it again, but I think this should be just about right. Now I'm going to chop and stack all the way along here. Now inevitably when I get to the end, if that's as much of the dark as I want, I can finish there. I can reform this so that it fits perfectly. I'm just not going to worry about this last section. Now I have a stack blend. For the components of a cane, sometimes I just use, if I were to cut this like this, then I would have a nice strip, nice long thin strip with a blend. I could run that strip, if I wanted to, through the pasta machine. But often I like to use, another way is if I were to cut this perfectly in half and set it together, then I have a nice ribbon with kind of a glowing stripe in the center. Many of my canes just use little teardrops. See little sections with a blend. At that point I just squish. It's a matter of using your sculpting skills. Squish it all up, then I can roll that out. Once it's formed here, I often use half circles. I can make this a triangle. At this point I can manipulate it. See how long it's getting? I can use that. Whenever I need to, I could run it through the pasta machine again. I can double it in any way I need. I can make it a square. So, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. And I hope that's helpful to you. Have fun.